Welcome back to EU4, where we are currently going to see how long Albania survives. If they make it to the end of the game, so be it. I highly doubt they're going to make it to the end of the game, though. They still have less than 400 years to go. It just does not seem likely for them. But the Ottomans have been racking up a kill count, from what I can tell. They've already decimated the Mamluks, and I do believe are going after QQ now. Yes, they are going after QQ. So they will definitely be next on their little count of destruction. Yeah, we can see right here. Yeah, they're at war with the Ottomans in Gazikumuk, and the Ottomans are at war with QQ, Mushasha, and Mazandaran, which, for everyone keeping score at home, is this little country, and this somewhat larger country that was at war with Hormuz earlier. Now, this is probably not going to stop the Ottomans. No way. The only nation in my mind that can probably stop the Ottomans is the Timurids, and they're currently doing their own thing by invading India and annexing their vassals slowly. And maybe Poland could stop an Ottoman advance if they really, really wanted to. But I doubt Poland or the Timurids will directly declare war on the Ottomans until later in the game, which will almost certainly stop any aggression by their parts. Okay, so the Ottomans have taken the first key fort into QQ. They've also pushed down south a little bit, not doing too much. Mushasha did win a battle down here by Jerusalem, the Jerusalem area, and they're really not doing much. Castile has some troops down here, no idea why. And the Ottomans are trying to knock down a fort over here, while QQ's trying to get Gazikumuk out of the war, which they might. Oh, well, the Ottomans just took the second fort, so looks like the Ottomans will be looking for new prey within QQ territory, while also evicting the Mazandaran troops. And I think they're going to let QQ take the fort at Gazikumuk. Who knows? Albania, the main star of the show, obviously, has been doing absolutely nothing for at least a little bit. And it does appear that Venice is at war with the Pope. Yes, Venice declared directly on the Pope, and it appears that Venice is fighting the Papal State, Ragusa, and Bologna, which is over here. And then Ragusa is like, where is Ragusa? Ragusa is right here. And the Pope is fighting just Venice. Venice does have a pretty good military. I don't know. Okay, 35k. Yeah, they'll be good enough to beat up these three fools. I'm fairly certain on that. The Pope probably just needed to ally someone strong, and they did not get it. I did see that there was a fight between France and Burgundy, and Burgundy won that war, allowing Brittany to take some land in Anjou. Beyond that, I think Burgundy did take some land, not too much. This could be a good Burgundy game, really good Burgundy game. And they're also fighting Bohemia, because Bohemia tried to take advantage of them. Beyond that, I don't know what else is going on over there. To focus on this very intriguing war. And it looks like the Gazikumuk, I don't know how to say it. I lost it. Either way, that fort has been taken at Laka, I do believe. Yeah, Lakia. And Gazikumuk is out of the war. They were not forced to break their alliance. They were probably just forced to give quite a lot of money, if I seriously had to guess. And looks like the Ottomans have established a pretty nice front line. They have not reached the next fort, but it does look like they eliminated the Mazandaran troops that are over here. So that's pretty good on them. And nothing else is looking like it's gonna happen here. Beyond the Ottomans making their very slow march into QQ. The Ottomans just took the fort at Shirvan, and they fought a major battle down here, which basically forcibly evicted QQ soldiers to basically the brink of their territory, and now the Ottomans are fighting Mazandaran's army, and that was a nice quick victory for them as well. Still nothing's happening, and we're almost at 1482. Albania's fine. Venice is still fighting the Pope, which is going well for them, even though the Pope has sieged down some things. Albania itself is staying out of any form of conflict. It's basically the Switzerland of the Balkans at this point. Who knew Albania was the powerhouse of peace? Who knew? Who knew? Aragon's not doing much right now. They're allied with Burgundy, though. And this is going to be a nice big Burgundy if the Burgundian inheritance goes off. Or it already has. I don't know when that usually fires. Would be interesting, though, to see what happens there. Poland is looking very nice and large up here and down over here. And they also took parts of Crimea. Crimea is at war with someone. They're at war with the Great Horde and Gazi Kumuk. So both of them are going to try and take stuff, with Gazi Kumuk trying to take the rest of Circassia. Which, I guess isn't too bad of an idea. Okay, the Timurids just declared war on Mazandaran and Mushasha. So we're probably going to see the Ottomans and the Timurids split QQ up, just like what happened to Ajam earlier. So these two empires will most likely meet, possibly in this war. They could link up their territories. I doubt it, I guess. I don't think the Ottomans are going to be able to take so much territory that they can link up, and I don't think the Timurids... Well, the Timurids can only go down south and take this little chunk here. If anything, the Timurids might actually link up with the Mamluks, and then the Mamluks would probably get split between them as well, which the Timurids could definitely do. I mean, it's not the most unlikely of things. And unlike the Ottomans, the Timurids actually do have a powerful ally in terms of Nogai, who has around 20,000 troops, 17, give or take, and would be definitely a dangerous foe for the Ottomans. Both of them would be. But allied together, they could possibly take down the Ottoman war machine, especially since right now the Timurids have more troops. Overall, the Ottomans probably will be fine for a very long time after this. I don't see any threats coming the Ottomans' way for a very long time, because the Timurids will be focused on India before they even look in the Ottomans' direction. And the Ottomans, if anything, will be going after the Mamluks, cleaning up AQ and a few of these other guys, and then maybe focusing their attention finally on the Balkans. Or they could focus on the Balkans next, who knows. I know what I'm rooting for. Come on, focus on the Balkans. Focus on the Balkans. It's going to take forever, though, for that to happen. Right now, QQ is getting wiped out. I think, yeah, QQ still has 29,000 soldiers, but their allies are getting ripped to shreds. Yeah, look at that. Yaz is fighting what's left of Mazandaran's troops. It's an actual massacre. So Gazi Kumuk has sieged down Circassia, which will basically mean nothing for us right now. I just thought about talking about it at this point. Florence appears to have joined Venice's side potentially in this war. We're going to see. Yes, Venice has gained the knights in Florence into the war, so Ragusa is just done. And Venice is slowly sieging down Rome, which basically solidifies the end of the Pope, for at least now. We're looking here. Yes, Mazandaran is slowly being sieged down. Gazikumuk will probably gain Circassia. I mean, the Great Horde isn't really going to do much, or who is Gazikumuk at war with? Okay, they're at war with Crimea. I don't think Crimea is going to do anything. QQ has retreated down to the southern tip of Mushasha over here, and has basically gone to the Mamluks for safety. Very brave move. The Timurids have officially moved into QQ territory, probably not to siege anything down, they're just there. Looks like Mazandaran's basically full sieged, they're going to be. And almost all of QQ has been taken except for, I think, one fort. Yes, one fort. And nothing of Mashasha's has been sieged down yet. But it does appear that a Timurid ally is already beginning to besiege it. And they actually do have two forts. So just sieging down that one fort will cause Musashi great harm, but that will not be the end of them, probably. There's a big probably in front of that. Because Musashi is basically just going to prolong this war for even longer for both sides. And the Ottomans have already been in it for quite a while now. You might be feeling some bad effects from war exhaustion, even though this war probably wasn't too hard for them. And overall, I don't know. There's a lot of problems going on. The Timurids have almost gotten down Mushasha, and the Ottomans have officially full sieged QQ. Actually, no, they have not. They still have two provinces to take, but those provinces aren't even worth looking at, really. They're just going to be instant sieges, or instant win sieges. So it's really nothing to talk about. And the peace deal has went through, and the Ottomans just tore through Karaquinlu. I mean, look at that. Oof. That is not good for them. And it looks like the Timurids will have their way with Musashi and Mazandaran very shortly. And we're going to see how that ends. Beyond that, we're basically waiting until the Ottomans declare war on someone. Because at this point, I doubt Albania is going to do anything. I really doubt it. Although I will say, this would be a great time for the Ottomans to declare war on Venice. Venice is very much preoccupied in Rome right now. And a lot of the things that Venice owns over here are already sieged down or are easy pickings. Except for, I think, that fort. This is a fort, right? Yeah. Corfu is a fort, so that'll be kind of hard to take. But the Ottomans should have a much larger navy than Venice. No, Venice has a larger fleet with 54. So maybe Venice would be able to keep the Ottomans contained. But we're just going to have to see. So the Timurids did piece out Mazandaran and they full annexed them, and I think they took a little tiny bit out of Mushasha. It's really not going to affect them too much, I would think. So that basically means that the Timurids probably don't want too much more land out here in the Middle East, and they may not even get a border with the Mamluks before the Mamluks are basically destroyed. Because as soon as the Ottomans start hammering them down, I guarantee places like Mara and Yemen are going to jump on them. Even though Yemen and these guys are probably a little weak to be doing that right now. So I'm just looking over here at the Venetian War, and so far, Venice is sieging down Ragusa over here. Not too interesting there yet. They may get it relatively soon. But it's more important to look over here right now. Venice is fighting the rest of the papal forces, and it looks like they are getting absolutely decimated. Rome has also been captured by the Venetians, and the Pope has no more forts. It's over for the Pope. I kind of doubt they'll have any real way to escape or do anything. It's GG, Mr. Pope man. Of course, there is some bad things going on, but they're not too horribly bad. All of this little Greek peninsula, I'm just going to call it Sparta land here, it has been full occupied, but it's not even that important. It has no forts, and it basically has no war score attached to it. But full sieging the Pope down right now, which would not be too hard for Venice, is going to give a lot of war score. And that's going to also damage any hope for their victory completely. It's going to trash it. And Ragusa could fall at any moment to this horse. I would just surrender to the horse. You're not getting any more benefit from the guy on top. And Ragusa has fallen. And the Ragusan fleet now sits at the bottom of the ocean. Or it could retreat to Terracina, but probably would not be a great idea. And Ragusa will probably be full annexed and incorporated into this little Venice territory over here. Kind of consolidating the coast. Have the Ottomans? Nope. The Ottomans have done absolutely nothing. Has Albania done anything? Nope. So let's just see how this Venice war ends. I mean, we're literally right there. They have one last thing to siege down, and if they really feel like it, they can go and unsiege this. And I kind of doubt they're going to do that, because the AI isn't smart enough to prolong a war. I'll just be honest on that one. But if they did prolong it, they could damage the Pope's economy for literally ever. It would basically just finish them. They would have no chance at ever surviving. Of course, they're not going to do that because they're not always the smartest. Austria's pretty big, huh? Well, we're gonna wait and wait and wait and wait then. Because these people love taking their stupid time. Come on. Surrender. Surrender. Oh, Ragusa was taken. And that was occupied by Florence. No idea why. I doubt Venice is going to take it all, because then they might get coalitioned, and they really don't have very good allies. I would expect Florence to get decimated by Austria if Austria could form a coalition against them. They're actually already in a coalition, though, against Burgundy, which makes sense because Burgundy took a considerable amount of France, and they may have taken a considerable bite out of Burgundy, too, or Bohemia. But I don't know what Bohemia is really doing. Target of the coalition: Austria, Lorraine, Liège, and Mulhouse. I don't know if Austria is going to do much. And they're guaranteeing the independence of Savoy down here. Yeah, that's pretty much it. And the Pope has peaced out. They took all of, I think, maybe 2 provinces, maybe just 1. And Florence took Terracina. So great job, Florence. You're a pivotal role in that fight. Yep. Let's see here. Nothing in the Ottomans. And I think the Timurids might be doing something. No, they are not. I think it's peace in our time for now, except Gazi Kumuk is re-sieging down Circassia. That's pretty much it. This is the only war left, people. The only war left. And Gazi Kumuk could seriously lose. Oh my goodness. Actually, no, I don't think they're going to lose, because Crimea is left in, well, Crimea. So, Never mind. I seriously feel like we've been downgraded. I'm now forced to look on what Gazi Kumuk's doing, which, surprisingly, they're able to siege down Circassia with zero zero attacks from Crimea happening. It's insane. You would expect Crimea to do like something. And it does not appear like Gazi Kumuk's going to be able to get into Crimea because they have boats. Gazi Kumuk, of course, does not, because for some reason, let's start with one, you can't have naval combat in the Caspian. I don't know why. Paradox, fix your game. Two, they don't have a border with the Black Sea, so they wouldn't even be able to make ships in the Black Sea to begin with. So, doesn't really help them either way. Albania's doing nothing. Repeat it with me. Albania is doing nothing. Okay, now that we have gotten that very clear. The Ottomans are actually doing something which they weren't doing just a few moments ago. And it is the AQQQ squad. They have declared war on AQ for probably their whole country. And QQ, like the big man they are, decided to come in and help. It's going to be a massacre. There is no hope for AQ or QQ in this war. The Ottomans are just going to roll over them all. It's over. It's over for these two. I don't know why I'm even spectating this. This is just a slaughter. We already know the end result. Actually, we don't know the end result. Because I can tell you right now, AQ may not get fully annexed. They probably will, but you never know. And QQ definitely will not be fully annexed. It would be interesting to see if the Ottomans take anything. They probably will, but you never know. Or they take stuff and then get a border with the Timurids, which will cause issues in and of itself. Which, if they do get a border with the Timurids, I think expansion this way would basically be done. Even though the Ottomans are bridging the gap in terms of amount of warrior or soldiers between the Timurids and, of course, themselves. Still nothing's going on in the Balkans, though. It's surprising for this much peace to be happening in the Balkans. Very surprising indeed. So far in this war, AQ has been full sieged, and the Ottomans have made slow but steady progress into QQ, and they have already almost taken Shirvan for the second time within a decade, pretty much. So, QQ is not looking too good. I think that's an understatement. Gazi Kumuk has somehow made it into Crimea, but the thing is that Crimea itself is a level 3 fort. So Gazi Kumuk is seriously unable to breach the fortifications. It's just impossible for him. The Albanians are doing nothing. Goodbye. Some days I'm not even going to check them. I swear. Venice, the main problem maker in the Balkans right now, because the Ottomans are apparently not home, are also doing nothing. But that is respectable because they just fought the Pope. So they're probably dealing with a bunch of Catholic uprisings, I'm guessing. Only the most responsible thing, I would think. Shirvan's almost taken. It's literally a death's doorstep. The Ottomans have finally made it to the Timurid border. This will not be what they take, but it is just occupied for now. But it is interesting to know that QQ is pretty much cut in half. I mean, yeah, the Ottomans are still only at war with AQ and QQ. Yeah, let's see what AQ is at war with. Just the Ottomans? Just the Ottomans. I don't think the Ottomans gained any new... Oh, okay, never mind. They're still allied with Gazi Kumuk. Yeah, the very, very important alliance over here. Definitely will not be broken in the near future. Guaranteed. I have no idea what this province is, but it just looks weird to me. Yeah, I'm okay. It looks weird. Um, Shirvan looks like it's probably going to be taken literally right now. So we're going to wait. Let's count down. 1, 2, 3. Come on, Shirvan. Nope, Shirvan was not taken. It's resisting arrest apparently, or something. It's resisting something, all right. QQ has managed to unsiege a pretty useless province, and the last battle in AQ is being battled in unpronounceable land. And the Ottomans have won against the QQ army, and QQ is trying to make a last stand up in the Caucasus region at Shaki, but it probably will not save them. Nah, I don't think anything will save them at this point. They had a good time with Ajam, though. That was good. And Shirvan has been officially taken. And the battle for Shirvan has begun, and they're fighting in piecemeal. This is a bad idea. QQ should have just went for it. And AQ at least lost half of their army in that battle. And it looks like the other half is probably going to get hunted down real soon, if I had to guess. Yeah, the rest of it's not going to start. Yep, right there. Boom. The Battle of Shaki. And the entire QQ army has actually no, that was actually AQ, and AQ just got full stack wiped. I'm sorry, I thought that was an entire QQ army. No. Either way, though, that just means that AQ is just out of the war completely. QQ still has 17,000 troops, but is that really going to be useful against the Ottomans? We've seen the full might of the Ottomans get played out here. I think it's wrapped up pretty nicely, in a pretty good bow, by the way. Okay, so the Ottoman AQ war is over. They didn't really go much further. They kind of conquered the rest of the north and then ended the war. They nearly full annexed AQ, and they did take a little bit more out of QQ down here from what I can tell. That will basically stop QQ from really being a major power ever again, in my opinion. They're basically just going to be done. The Ottomans appear to be doing nothing right now. Albania still being Albania, and nothing much else. Interesting.